though. So what you're doing is you're like an overseer of a vault. That's what you're called. So pretty much what you do is you just run the place. You make sure everything's running. Now the dwellers is what they're called. Is the people that work here. I have 18 of them, and they all have happiness. Now with the happiness, that goes with how good you can with your production. Now if you under remote, you have happiness bonus. Now I have a 10% bonus on everything because my happiness is high enough. Now if you are lacking supplies, because if you look up, I have the power, food, and then water, and right now they're both very full and they're very cool, like being maxed out all the way. Now you have like on the towards the end of the bar, you can see there's like a line. What that is, that's pretty much how after that, get to the left of that line, it turns red, and that means that you're running low, and that like drops the happiness. Now if you drop the happiness, you're gonna lose your happiness booster, and if you still end up like getting really low into like below 30%, 20%, you're not really gonna have much of a bonus at all. The time of your to produce, because in 36 seconds I'm gonna make 34 food instead of being like I think it's like a minute and a half now, because that's my happiness is that high. It's gonna end up maybe being 2 minutes because they're not happy, they're not enjoying their job, and they're not happy. So you literally end up just upgrading stuff. And I have Overseer's office. I just unlocked this, and so I can send orders on quests. So this guy's 1,000, so you know, I'm gonna build an elevator. I'm gonna build this down a little bit. So, and you just like keep building your resources. And another thing, if you do end up getting this game, one thing to do is to make sure you do not grow too fast. I literally started like 4 times because I just grew too fast, and it like you kill yourself instantly if you go too fast. You have to take it nice and easy, because if you end up going too fast, you're gonna get too big, and then you're not gonna be able to make enough stuff in time, and your happiness is just gonna drop, and then you end up getting a bunch of disasters and stuff, and then all your people are just gonna end up dying off. So I restarted, and I started out with my power generator and my diner. You can merge rooms. I just merged 2 of them, so that's like my storage room. They're about like the size of my storage room, and I upgraded them both up once, and then I had my power be upgraded. I just merged 3 rooms. I didn't upgrade it at all. I recently have upgraded it just to increase my production. And one thing that you need to make sure if you do get this game is to keep your power supply up, because if you don't keep your power supply up at all, it's because what the power is, it gets drained by every single room. All the people, like all the dwellers, they all use the power. So if you don't have a good power supply, you're not gonna last that long. So you want to make sure like your power is making. Like, you want to make sure like you're above maximum power. Right now I'm like 224. By the time I need to like refill, produce more, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, maybe like 210. That's good if you have extra. So right now the radar tech. So put this person up there. In every room I have a gun on top. So they're gonna break through my door. And this is another thing with radar tech. You don't want to upgrade your thing, your vault door. I've got mine maxed out. First upgrade is 500 lead, and the second is 2,000 caps. And it is very well worth it because now it takes time. Because now I can get, if I want to, I can go up there. Let's toss this guy up there too, I guess. And I'll show you. I'll end up talking about how I get guns and stuff after we figure this out. So I'll shut up for now. Okay, so that guy died. Forever Thunder Raider Tech. Now, how to get guns is when you do quests and stuff, I'll show you that real quick too. So right here's like achievements and stuff, so I got 250 caps, 300 caps. So right there's a guy, that's the other mines. You get caps and find them in time, you get him. But back to this, now you have objectives. Now if you do objectives, if I scrap 10 weapons for outfits, I get 250 caps. And eventually, instead of getting caps on like one lunchbox, and what a lunchbox is, yeah, right here, so you have like a lunchbox. So you have one of those and you just unlock, you get like 4 cards, I can't remember how much it is, right here in the shop. Yeah, you get 5 cards. And you're not guaranteed all of this. Pets there's common, legendary, rare, and legendary. There's 3 different types of stuff you can get. And as you do quests, you can get lunch boxes and stuff, and then you can upgrade. That's where I got most of my guns from. But some of my recent guns you can get from doing exploring the wasteland. That's what I've done with this person right here. I got them pretty suited up pretty well. They have a laser rifle. That there does 12 damage. It's the best gun I have right now. And there's like a bunch of stuff in here you can like read and stuff, but this is like all the stuff that they've done. And the further you get into the wasteland, the harder it's gonna get, but the better stuff you're gonna find. And so after you get so many dwellers for unlocking stuff, you'll end up getting to unlock more. So now I have Overseer's office, so as soon as I get 20 dwellers, I'll have the radio station, and that I believe is what you're able to call other dwellers to come to your place. That's the thing, like you don't want to go too fast, like, so I'm probably just gonna wait on the buildings for a little bit. I want to keep a good supply of caps, because if a dweller does die, if you have a person in the wasteland, you keep them out there too long, they will eventually die. So you have to end up calling them back while they're still alive. I've equipped them with some radio wave I think that's what they're called. Can't remember what it says. Yeah, Raidway is, so like if your dweller gets damaged or whatever, they can get radiation poisoning, and that puts a red bar on their health bar. What that means is that when they can naturally gain health back on their own, but after there's that red bar, they only fill up to that. And if you use a Raidway thing, this little pack, it can get rid of that, so their health can go all the way back up to top. And then a stim pack is like a health, it's like a, I don't know, kind of like a potion health. Like you just fill it up, because when I did up here, I just like filled them all up with health, gave them all health. That was pretty simple. You just kind of do the same thing, and the game's actually pretty fun. And after a while, if you do pause the game and just leave for a bit, the resources and stuff, there's not really a pause for this game. It just kind of keeps going on its own pace. But after a while, the game will just slow down. Like the dwellers using up your resources, that will slow down a bunch, which is really nice. But if you don't have a good storage supply, don't like leave. If you leave on a bad note, you might end up leaving and coming back with like red, and the red's not good, because that's when your dwellers get upset. Your happiness drops. Like it's like a roller coaster. Like your happiness is. Happiness is like a big thing in this game too. If you have happy dwellers, things usually become a little bit easier. And when I'm having like a level up, I'm sure I'm done a couple of them. Big over here, you see the levels, and like 15 for Billy Sutton. He's about a little under halfway. After he was naturally finished from work, and he ends up getting more experience, and he'll end up leveling up to level 16. Now, I'm just gonna kind of go over like all these rooms I have real quick, and that's probably gonna be it for the video. So you have living quarters right here. So what living quarters does is, I could have got caps off that person. Okay. So living quarters. So if you have a male and female that would come in here, they will kind of start to flirt, and then we go in that room in the back, and then they just do their thing, and then the lady becomes pregnant. Now, with the pregnant dweller, don't equip her with a weapon, don't equip her with anything. or unless it's like for help with production. But if it's like a weapon and stuff, it doesn't matter. 'Cause if it's raider attack, because if I rush, I don't want to see it. I have a 30% chance. I'll show you what happened when you rush. Okay, so I failed. This is gonna be a disaster. There's a fire and then there's rad roaches. And rad roaches, the pregnant person will run away. But then it takes 3 hours, I think, for the brother to be ready to give birth, and then it takes 3 hours for that child to develop into an adult. So if you don't want to call people in, you can literally just like populate by just like having a bunch of babies. Another thing with them though is don't have a bunch, because all they do is they like suck up resources. So what I've been trying to do is just like have one at a time, maybe two, so it doesn't kill my resources too fast. Because all they do is they sit around and eat all your stuff up, which kind of sucks. But they're not old enough to work until they're adult, which takes 3 hours. And you don't have to be in the game. You can just close the game 3 hours later. They'll be ready to be adult, and those change. So now I'm gonna go to the water supply. Now this water treatment station. So all this does is it just makes water for you, and you can hold 2 people per room. And if you upgrade it, if you put a second room attached to it, you can go for a third room 6, and you can have up to 3 rooms only. Now another thing is if you're making rooms, put them together, they have to be the same way. So if you have this like 2 rooms, like if I were to upgrade my storage room up to like level 2, and I put another storage room, or one that combined already, I'd have to upgrade that third one to a level 2 for them to combine. Okay. I don't know how I've been getting them. You can see them like without have glory, just to let the her. You hear a piano noise, you just find him, and you get caps off of him. And power supply, this makes power, and it's the same exact thing. You can upgrade, you can forge rooms, and that just makes your power supply. And then same thing here with restaurant. Now, if you look by the supply, like where you have like 34, and then 52, and then 34, you have a letter next to it. So P, S, and then you have A here, and you have I, and then this is C. So what that is if you go down here, you have Dweller Special, and a special stat is like, those are like your stats of the game. So S stands for Strength, P Perception, E Endurance, C Charisma, I Intelligence, A Agility, and L is Luck. Now, if you have a person that has a really high A, so like right here for Billy Sutton, if you look at his A, I have him boosted because I have him with the clothing. What the A does, it's like he specializes in this room. He makes production time go down. Now, if I had a person like, let's say Jacqueline, her S is really low. I wouldn't want to put her in here, but I have Random Bush. His S is really high. That means that the power time is just gonna go down. And you kind of just like play the stats, and eventually, as you later level up, you have athletics room, weight room. The weight room is, I'm assuming, upgrades your strength, athletics, upgrades agility and endurance. Maybe, I'm not sure what they all do. I haven't unlocked them yet. I'll probably do future videos on unlock more stuff. But I'll build the overseer's office right now, I suppose. If you want to, no, let's go right over here. So I can send teams of dwellers out on quests. Alright, so I'm not gonna do these right now. I'll probably do this later on. Okay, I'll send him on a request. So I don't really want to do that, but I come back out of it. Oh well. So that's what the Overseer office does. You get a quest. I don't want to do this. Oh well. It's doing a quest, hopefully it doesn't die. I probably should have given some stem packs and stuff, but. I'm gonna start calling. I don't have 10 nickel coal. Okay, so I gave him 10. Okay, so I gave you 10 nickel coal. Okay, already we'll see what this does, I suppose. I'm sorry. But you get quests, I'm not sure what you get from quests, but we'll find out. I found a revolver. So okay. Oh, the whole legs. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Let's do this quest real quick and then we're done. So those things are right ways. I guess I'll go in here. So, guess that's it. So I killed him. Alright. So Okay, sorry. Alright, so that's a quest. I was probably gonna do it in a later video, but I guess I'm doing it in this one. So, that's it. This will be a load back. Probably check my stuff. Oh, sorry, that's pretty much it. Now, storage room, I'll go over one room. Forgot storage room. So, storage room is, this literally just says it in its name, is you can store stuff. Now, if you upgrade, you can just increase the amount of stuff you can go to your storage. And if you want to check your storage with all you have in it, you literally just go down to this, like 3-box icons right here, and then you can check weapons, outfits, junk, pets, etc. So it says it there, just level up on your own, and that's gonna be it for today, pretty much. Might do another thing is a rock right down here. Is you can take those out to increase the depth of your bolt, and you gotta make sure they're not real fast. Just take your time, and you'll do great. So if you guys like this video, leave a comment, and if you have questions on stuff about the game, I can just answer back on that, and I'll just try and make sure to see if I know how to do it, and I'll try to figure it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.